Hello everybody, this is Dee Dryden and welcome to Blessed to be a Blessing. It is December 13th. I think the time is about 2:36, so the light is coming in here kind of sharp. But I wanted to welcome you all to join me in my video. I wanted to show you that I am in Chadron, Nebraska. I came back here from Kalispell, Montana, and I was teaching the Power of Blessing book by Carrie Kirkwood, and that's this book here. And as I started teaching this book and the revelation of this book, which is you forgive the person, the revelation that God gave Carrie Kirkwood in this book is separating the sin from the person and forgiving the person and blessing the person that has offended you or situations or circumstances and praying blessings on them. It teaches you in this book how to get from A to B and how to do that. And one of the things that I've been when I started teaching this 3 years ago, I started to see God move on my life in such a way that I want to show you the results of it in this home that was completely donated. All the bills are paid for. I have not worked in the secular world for 8 months now, because God has had me quit a $700 a week job full time and a second job that I called my fun job. My first job I called my blessed job at Aeon in Kalispell, Montana, and my second job I called my fun job at JCPenney's. And they both definitely were. But God had called me into the healing ministry full time, trusting Him only. And so in this process of 8 months, He has provided all my expenses, and He has provided everything that I need to get this ministry up and going by divine contacts and whatnot. But the revelation of this book that I started teaching is separating the sin from the person and forgiving that person and blessing that person. Blessing doesn't mean that you're agreeing with the sin. It means that you're agreeing with God's word despite how you feel. So speaking that into being. And having done so, then I'm going to show you this home, which is a result of the manifestation of blessings that God has given me in this process. And I really want to give a special thanks to Carrie Kirkwood in the revelation of this blessing, and to want to thank you for bringing that into my life. It's a tremendous testimony on how that got into my hands, this book, and it has definitely changed my life in such a way that I want to get this word out as well. So I'm wanting to teach pastors. God's put me on a path to teach pastors in the Chadron, Nebraska area, and also in Rapid City, South Dakota. So currently we have a wonderful lady, Shelley, who is teaching this to women in our group at 6 p.m., and I'll tell you more about that. But this house came from a speech that I was doing it was Chadron Christian Connection. Right here you see where I was the speaker in October. In October 17, it was right before that. I think it was October 10th. And then on the 11th, I had to be out of the place where I was because I needed to get a different place, and I had been praising and dancing before the Lord and praying scriptures for 4 or 5 months, 5 or 6 months, and then God came through with this, and all of this just fell into place. And the woman that went to this Chadron Christian Connection owns this house, and so she had me look at it the day of the speech. And then when I came over, I told her I would give an answer the next day, and God wanted me to have this, and the money just came through with the rent, with everything that needed it to be, and so we got it taken care of. So I just want to give you a quick view on everything that when I started putting that revelation that God had given Carrie Kirkwood into practice. I want to show you the evidence of that. Again, I haven't worked in 8 months in the secular world, and God has provided everything. I came into this house with just my clothes and some books, and that was it. Because I came down from Kalispell to help both of my sons, and I had not expected to stay here, but through financial things and God praying and God already telling me that I was going to work directly for Him, this is where He wanted to start it. So in the process of this whole thing, I've been getting free things from information, and all of these free things from Kenneth Copeland Ministries, all kinds of Bill Winston Ministries, 700 Club, Pat Robertson, a lot of things that are coming in the mail that I can always use that is free. You can go on KennethCopelandMinistries.org and get these things free. So I got about $300 worth of things through Kenneth Copeland Ministries to get started in my ministry. My covering, however, is Foursquare and in Rapid City, Destiny Church, and Joan Hunter Ministries. And so let me take you around here first to show you some things here. So I got this framed as people come in. We're just getting in this ministry up and started. We have 2 o'clock afternoon services, and I'll show you that in a minute. This is a little erase board that God had me put. God, I praise you that you are in me, the great I am, and telling him what he is inside of us then becomes when you speak it into being. I am a forgiver and a blesser because he, again, is the great I am. And at the end I say, the I am in Christ and he is in me because the great I am lives me. I speak him and his qualities and his characters into being, and it becomes. So in this process, again, everything was donated in this place. I came with just my clothes and my suitcases and a few books. And I wanted to show you how this rack here I got to use with the landlord who had this in the basement. It worked out perfect right there. That corner rack to display my stuff I got from a secondhand store, the Senior Secondhand Ministry that's a couple of blocks down, which really come in handy for me to get things. And again, I had a book for bookshelves, and this bookshelf was loaned to me by one of the landlords, and I had already had all of these Bibles that I had gotten at a tent meeting in Rapid City that the Lord had led me to from a gentleman called Bible Bob. And so that comes in handy with my ministry when people forget their Bibles and on Sunday mornings. And then again, this is just some things here that we are decorated for Christmas. And then we have my board here that says Jesus can turn water into wine, but he can't turn your whining into anything. So I start off that. We also have on Facebook, Be Blessed to Be a Blessing on Facebook, and it's also on my YouTube channel, so by Dee Dryden, so you can go and look that up. And so I am going to start recording in future episodes, videos, what I do here as I'm teaching the ladies. And I have this flip. It was so funny how God brought that into place too, because the landlord had the tablet, the base for this to put my tablet on, and so it just happened to be, I got 2 of those tablets plus this great big long board to display things on at the Senior Citizens Center, again for like $5. All 3 of that was for $5, and he loaned me, and it just all worked out and came together. It's just amazing. And these tables that I got were donated by a friend of mine who really believes in what I'm teaching. I was teaching her and another friend in Hay Springs the power of blessing, and both of them have come through in helping me financial support of this ministry. So I am so absolutely, amazingly, and awesomely grateful for the 2 of them. And she's very good in her decorations, and she brought all that stuff for me and just wanted to help me make this look nice and elegant for the women that are coming here. And one night, how this came to be was I had went to that Christian meeting as a speaker, Shadron Women Connection, Christian Connection, and after that meeting was over with, this all fell into place. The woman that her husband and her again owned this place took me to this house the following day, and the next day I was moved in. It just all fell into place immediately. The girls that knew me and knew what I was teaching and the power of blessing, because I had taught it this summer at a girlfriend's house that I was staying before I actually got it into this house, and it all just kept falling into place because God is trying to get the revelation that he has in this book and showing us how to do that out to as many people as possible. And again, I'm wanting to teach that to pastors here in Shadron and or Rapid City, South Dakota, or any place else that when you see this video that you are interested, we can talk about that. So I wanted to show you that this whole house, there's 2 bedrooms to it. There's also a small little bathroom in the other room. This used to be a food bank for community action. That is, I'll show you outside when we go outside what that is all about. But again, we're just getting started. I started to open this up in October 10th was the grand opening of this, or when I had opened it up and moved into it. So, and it came with a beautiful kitchen and refrigerator and a brand new refrigerator and stove, and just all of this stuff was donated. It's all brand new things that I bought with the donations that I was receiving, and putting everything into place. It just came into handy. And I'm going to shut this video off for a second and show you the outside. Okay, again, this is at 630 West 3rd Street in Chatham, Nebraska. Over here we have the community action that used to own this place, or rent from my landlord. They have that building right there. We have a lot of parking space that we can park people here. We are on the main drive, as you can see, so it's very accessible to anybody. There's the car wash over there. Down there is Ace Hardware Store. And I'm going to show you the parking place over here. That is by community action. So when they're not in business and we're in the evenings on Sundays or Saturdays, we have all this parking place. And and I'll tell you the story about how that came to be. And I realized that God had put me directly here because of all the traffic that was coming, and He wanted this to be His healing ministry, the Uniglory Gateway Healing Ministry. So I'm going to turn this off, and I'm going to explain to you how that came to be, and that revelation came to me. Our building also has a handicap ramp, which is kind of nice, through the porch coming in the back door, which is pretty cool. And so when I was in here one night, and before I had furniture, I was looking into the living room, and I realized as I was walking through this living room one night, and there was nothing in it, I got to looking and praying about furniture for this living room, and the Lord told me that this was the sanctuary where He wanted to start His healing ministry. So this is indeed the Lord's place, because I haven't worked in the secular world to pay for it. This has been paid for the women who believe in what I'm doing. And so it's a place that people can come to, and that they can come and fellowship. But I wanted to show you kind of what our schedule is. On Sundays we have 2 o'clock service at 2 p.m. I did that so that I wouldn't intervene with any of the other churches. Tuesdays we have Bible study at 6 p.m. But we're not starting that till after January 2018 on Tuesdays. Fridays is the Power Blessing at 6 p.m. We're halfway through the book, but those of you that have joined us in the past are more than welcome to join us in the future. And Monday through Friday we have women only personal counseling if you so need someone to talk to, or call me before you come to make sure that I'm here. And once a month we have movie night, social to be announced, subject changed. Again, this is the Uniglory Gateway Healing Ministry, and I thank you for joining me on Blessed to be a Blessing. We also have Blessed to be a Blessing again on YouTube and on Facebook. And again, this is December 13th, 2017, and this is the Uniglory Gateway Healing Ministry. Come join us. Give us a call. If you need to have meetings here, if you want to come to have meetings here, just let me know. Whatever it is that you are interested in, just call me. My number will be left on my Facebook, and for people to contact me. And thank you for joining me.